Oh, sorry about that. Hi, everyone. We're live. Welcome to the show. We are waiting on Sandy, but I have some stuff I'd like to show. I was just doing a little test with something, the audio, and doesn't look good, but I think I'll fix it very soon. But anyway, we have a good show for you planned, and let's get right into it, I guess. Let's see, oops, that. There we go. All right. Jeez. All right, Jeff, you have to watch and make sure that you can see this. All right, let me know. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you see this?
I see a bunch of folders.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you can see everything. So I can share screen. Okay. It's not even supposed to be this. Oh, I see. Okay, so I was showed Sandy this picture I found and saying it's a worm, but we think we're suspicious it's unreal. We think it's unreal, that it's fake. So we couldn't find anything on this kind of creature worm, so this is probably just fake. But then she found some of these other kind that are caterpillars. That you look at that, Jeff. That is a caterpillar.
What the hell?
No, it looks like a bumblebee partially.
Yeah.
Here's this is how there were their eggs or some egg sac. Here's another one.
Never saw one that looked like that before.
Yeah. Very strange looking. And they're poisonous, and they'll give you a rash like this. If they're actually poisonous. So maybe a lot of, colorful critters out there are like that. So, yeah, this is, give warning with those colors. Very poisonous, egg sacs. All right. So, and yeah, here's another picture of that. What they can do to you, make a big rash.
Oh my God.
Poisonous, yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, just this little tiny little guy here, this little caterpillar. All right. Next. Let's see what we got here. Okay, and then we did discover too. I had this picture here. No, not that one. This picture of an underground with the gift shops and cafes and what hundreds of feet underground. And we discovered that it was in okay. This is a motel room, hotel, I believe. No, or a restaurant. What does this look like? Restaurant or a hotel?
Where's this at?
A lobby underground in Let me wait before I get anywhere. Okay, caverns in Arizona. With Arizona, the caverns. Grand Canyon Cavern Suite, known as the largest, deepest, darkest, oldest, quietest motel room. And there's a one-room underground motel room. Okay, for that. But there are also other places in this Grand Canyon Caverns cave room. There's oldest, deepest, 220 feet below the surface. Okay, the oldest, the walls are 65 million years old. Darkest, trust us on this, largest, quietest bomb shelter. And this must be a room underground, which isn't all that pretty. I don't think some people might.
That's pretty
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, but I've never heard of this. About
Me
the
either.
caverns. I believe they have like a restaurant and gift shops too. And this is 21 stories underground. So you're
Wow.
going underground 21 stories into this 345 million year old cavern. Yeah, but this looks like a part of a restaurant, and so I think it's kind of cool. But I wouldn't probably be brave enough to do that. But
Me either.
yeah, just can you imagine the elevator down, just going?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and this is yeah, an Indian inn, and it's also really pretty dark. It's some lighting, but not like a lot. Okay, this is wow. I don't know. I would think it would be cold too. You probably have some heat going on somewhere.
Yeah. You'd think we would have heard of this.
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
I knew it. Experience the cavern grotto dining and great tour for only $49.95 per person plus tax. It's costly. You get lunches and tours and all that kinds of stuff. Um, I
Looks pretty
imagine
interesting, but I still wouldn't care to go.
I wouldn't either. No.
Ann Gaynor says she was there a couple years ago. She
Oh
thinks it's
wow.
800 a night.
Oh wow.
Who has that kind of money? Not
No,
very many
you
people.
got it. That's for the pretty wealthy.
Yeah.
No, I no, that's pushing it. But still, you'd think we would have heard of it.
Right?
So anyway, um,
Not the kind of place you'd keep a secret. You would think people would be talking about this a lot.
yeah, that it would be an interesting. Yeah, just exactly. It's so different. Very original.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we discovered these potatoes that are mutated, like this is a white and yellow, looks like what, checkerboarded or whatever. But here's some other, I have never heard of these kind of potatoes. Oops, sorry,
I
that's,
sure as hell would need them.
yeah, I know.
They don't look very
Not,
good.
not appetizing, but, yeah, there's the white mixed in and the strange.
Looks like they're spoiled.
I know.
Like, what is appetizing about that exactly? Nothing.
I guess if you're really hungry. But anyway,
Gotta be
that's
real
really
hungry.
interesting. I've grown a lot of sweet potatoes, both white and orange, and I've never seen that happen. It looks like the very cell division at the root bud that grew into that potato somehow wound up with two different genotypes, or at least epigenome expression. You may be seeing a mutation firsthand. If it's not too late, you might try growing slips from both the orange and the white sections and seeing the colors propagate. Yeah, we're thinking this is a Mandela because this person has or a lot of people have not ever heard of this, like in the comments and stuff. So it's like a very strange thing to happen. All right, not commonplace. This is this is strange. Something I found at the in the store where I work. This is a wine. Look at that logo.
What the hell? That looks ridiculous. It'll hurt your eyes to just try to
I
read it.
know it's not nice to look at. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a lot of allergies. It's been windy out here, and there's a lot of dust and pollen blowing around. So I might cough. I'll try to mute, and my throat is a little weak. All right, here's another one. Better, but look at how it's put. Better on the cans. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
does.
pretty tacky.
It messes with your eyes, and it's
Yeah,
not nice to look at, and it's just the opposite of what you learn in graphic design. You want things to be appealing and easy on the eyes, and it's not.
right.
I don't know what they're trying to do with that. I really don't. Um, okay. Just discovered this one, the Game of Thrones. You remember the Game of Thrones having these vertical lines going through the O's?
No,
Neither do I.
no,
I
that
just
wasn't
discovered
there.
this one. No, not those. Those lines were never there. And the T's line, the T that goes all the way over to the S, is new to me too. This was not like that.
The
Not
T
only
was
that,
not like that. Yeah, none of
yeah,
that was.
no vertical lines, and the line from the T is all the way over.
Yeah, the lines and the O's weren't there. The T wasn't like that. No.
No, and not only that, this one's got lines going from the T to the S. You see these lines connecting it?
Yeah.
What? What the heck is that?
Yeah, they weren't connected like that either.
Mm-mm. No, but this particular one, I don't understand what the, and the M's all broken and messed up. It just looks like a mess. Well, it's not even, oh God,
Yeah, the whole logo is
it's not
just messed
even done
up.
right.
No.
Okay, so yeah, that's changed. Um, all right. This one I discovered, I don't know if it's an old one or not. It may be, but the Coleman's mustard, I remember with an E, like
Oh
Colemas.
yeah, that's an old change.
Oh, it's an old
Moneybags
chain. I
found
wasn't
that.
sure. I vaguely remember it being out there, but I noticed that I just it's so old that I forgot, and I noticed it, like
I
this.
actually found residue for that at my old
Did you?
job. They had it
Wow.
written the right way on the tag.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
All right. All right. I just wanted to see about that, and okay, this looks almost like a residue of the map because the North America is just like right on it.
Yeah, that's definitely closer to
So
what I
yeah,
remember.
what we see of the map, it's not even trying to have this South America go all the way east. It's just right there. So
That's one of those things that I can't believe everybody doesn't notice and say, "Hey, what's going on here?"
yeah. Oh, I know. It is. It's a biggie.
I mean, it is a little too far right still, but it's
Yeah.
a little better than what it is now.
Yep. This is it looks like a 1970s toy. I was wondering if anyone's ever heard of this thing maker. What the hell? What the heck? Excuse me. Genuine, not Plastigoop. It's plastic goop. It's called. You put this plastic goop into these molds, and it actually creates a little toys. Have you ever heard of this? I mean, that's kind of sophisticated, for the 70s.
I've heard of something similar, but not that particular one.
Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, there was always like similar toys like that, but
Okay.
not
Yeah, I
that
was just
exact one.
wondering.
That goop thing looks weird.
Just wondering if anyone has heard of that. So yeah. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna get us to Flickr while we wait for Sandy to find some interesting stuff to show.
So what are we showing next?
Yeah, I'm getting to it right now. It takes a little bit. All right, she said to go look at some of the older ones. Like, let's see, do we have Okay, we can, alright, go ahead and go here. Why not? There we go.
I do know about that 70s toy, though, that you showed.
Oh, okay. I have never heard of it
Yeah,
before.
because I saw old commercials for that long before the Mandela
Okay.
Effect was even a thing.
Alright. That's fine.
But that particular one you showed looked a little different than what I saw.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's some really weird, different toys that we've never seen. Jeff, do you want to read yours here?
Yeah. All right. Credit Jeff. Sometimes we aren't affected by Mandela Effect, but that doesn't mean they aren't a change. This is one of those changes that I have a strong current memory of, but agree this is an ME change for Jeff, says Sandy. And maybe you too. Please spell the last name of this Swedish climate activist, best known for her How Dare You speech in 2019. Greta T.H. Blankberg. Now, I remember them saying her name a lot different. John Nada has current memory.
Yeah, I don't know this one, so I couldn't say.
Yeah, this kid, was all over the news for a while, and I kept
Uh-huh.
hearing them say her name a lot differently than the way it is now and the way it's said now.
Uh-huh.
And this kid, she's being used as a pawn. She's a complete lunatic, just like everyone on that side.
Right. Okay.
So let's move on to the next slide. Lord
All right.
Frybread, welcome. Remembers it like I do.
All right. Do you want me to tell me
Yeah,
when
go
to
to the
go?
next slide.
Okay. Uh, climate still. All right, Jeff.
Her name has always been Thunberg, pronounced Toon or Toonberg, whatever, for me, which is the current reality. But for Jeff and many others online, her name was always Thurnberg, which made me remember. I remember them saying Thurnberg all the time. Some
Uh,
people said Thornburg, but either way, that sounds more like what I remember than what it is
yeah.
now.
Uh,
That was the most embarrassing speech I ever
what did
saw.
she say? I don't remember too well.
Like blaming the world for climate change. How dare you? It was so
Oh yeah,
stupid. It was an
making
embarrassment.
everyone feel
It should have been a Saturday Night Live skit, but it was real life. It was pathetic.
mm Making people feel bad isn't going to help. What
Yeah.
they need to do is come up with solutions that are going to work for everyone.
People
And
can't affect the climate. That's my opinion. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. That's my opinion, though.
it should be more about caring for the environment rather than them making a profit of trying to make people feel guilty and spending money and
Right. There was a way to go about it, a way to say it. Not like she knows. I mean, she's a
yeah,
kid. What does she know? The whole
yeah,
thing was ridiculous.
it is. No, it is very.
But yeah, I definitely do remember her name as Thurnberg. but whack job would be more appropriate. There's the residue, plenty of it.
Yeah.
I never heard them say it Thunberg before until recently. They always said Thunberg on the news or wherever. I agree, John Nada. Total BS public figure, like all of them. Nobody should even know who she is, let alone what her name is or how to spell her name. All right. We can move on from this. I'm tired of looking at her face.
You're like, get out of here. You talking about nothing. Yeah, it's just, kids aren't, I hate to say it, they're very innocent, but they're not capable of caring as much as adults. They should have that all adults are the ones to
Right.
care and get the message across, not little kids. It's just,
Right. They clearly used her as a pawn. I doubt she even knows what she's talking about.
yeah,
Most kids don't have any clue what they're talking
no,
about anyway.
no.
Most adults these days, too, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, it was pretty
All right,
pathetic.
let's see what we got here.
Pretty pathetic how they used her as a pawn.
Yeah,
And of course, her name would change because, she was in the news and that's how it goes.
yeah.
They did that with a few kids, too. It's not just her. They've been doing that with a lot of them over the
It's
past
just,
few years, making
yes.
them into celebrities,
Hmm.
activist lunatics.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Sandy.
Hello.
And we're gonna show off the. Yeah, I love these pictures she did.
Thanks.
Where are you
I didn't
guys?
really do anything. It's an app. But yeah, I like them too.
Hi, Preliminal. And hi, everyone else in the chat.
Hey everyone. So what are we looking at?
I was just gonna go to. I was going to show and read right here. I'll show you about these puffins. Is that what it's called? All right. These birds. First, I have to mention that right when they got into years ago the Mandela Effect. To me, it was a Mandela Effect that they existed all because these are the birds. My understanding was they went extinct. These were extinct birds for me in my past.
I had never even heard of them.
Yeah, exactly. They were extinct. Okay, now the first question I'm going to ask you may not be a Mandela, but information I never knew. But the second question is an absolute change to a bird in the penguin family puffins? Question 1. Do puffins fly? Anyone know? Excuse me.
Amen, preliminal. Oh, we could definitely use that.
Any answers?
Not yet. Mandanimal says no. Preliminal says puffbirds fly. Why no chocolate, Anne? Preliminal thinks they fly. John Nada says, I think they stay low.
All right. Question 2. Do you remember a pyramid of skin around their eyes? All right.
Do you remember pyramid skin around their eyes, Curiouser?
No. The answers are yes, and they fly, and yes, they have pyramids around their eyes. And I do not remember either of these things being true.
And they're not flying close to the ground at all. Preliminal says, no, I don't remember that.
I was taught that they were flightless, only able to maybe fly a few feet. Yeah, exactly, just a little bit, like an extended hop, but they are known to fly up to 30 feet in the air and can only fly when large bodies of waters are in sight. Do you remember this? No. This bird was extinct for me. Their wingspan is huge. I don't even remember their wings being this big. Do you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, from the penguin family, you wouldn't think they would fly. Okay. I have already stated that I do not remember the triangle over the eyes. Thankfully, there is residue in drawings, both cartoon and realistic, of how I remember them looking. This is how they are now. Okay, here's some residue of this around eyes. Yeah, better.
That looks so much better to me.
Yeah.
Look at the little wings. Like, I don't remember their wings being that big.
Yeah. Yeah. More like penguins, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I never heard of them.
Okay.
That's a complete manned animal for me.
Yeah. Okay. God. All right. Alright, let's go to uh, we'll go to the newer ones, but see how many we can get in here. We'll go to the older ones after. Okay, this one's interesting for sure. Sandy, you can read next because Jeff and I already read.
Okay. I agree. I was reading the chat. Cadbury and Hershey were sued as well. I know that one little place had a problem, but Ann Gaynor is saying that Hershey and Cadbury were sued for their dark chocolate ingredients containing too many heavy metals like cadmium. Oh no, not Cadbury, just Hershey's and other manufacturers. I don't eat dark chocolate, so is milk chocolate safe? That's what I eat. All right, this is a strange one. A possible Mandela of use or purpose that I have never heard of. Besides, what should I have an E in there? Besides dyeing things like denim, do you know of any other uses for indigo? So dyeing hair, dyeing clothes, besides dyeing things, do you know of any other uses for indigo? Criminal says selling with blue spaghetti.
I didn't even know what it was, let alone what the uses for it are.
Definitely will, Anne. Thank you. Nada says my watch is indigo. I've only ever known indigo as a rock or dye, but apparently it can also be a spice to make tea because it is edible and sold in spice markets in many Mexican, Asian, Middle Eastern, and Egyptian markets. I have never seen indigo as a spice before. Have you?
No.
Is it weird that I never heard of indigo?
No.
That is, well,
I'm not real familiar with it. I just imagine something that like it would be around, yeah, but not to put in food or stuff.
not to put in food, no. But like Crayola crayons, there was an indigo at one point. I don't know if it's still there.
I've heard
This,
the word before, but I never knew what it meant or what it was.
I gotcha. This article claims that indigo can be used for candy and food dishes too, but I have found no evidence of this. What I did find, though, are powders that dye food. And here you have indigo tea at the bottom. 6 surprising uses, not just a dye. Here's those powders. Spirulina blue and butterfly pea powders can be used to dye anything edible. This color is a crazy aqua or blue, or they can be mixed to have a specific in-between shade. Have you ever heard of these? And the animal says, this explains those blue people in Appalachia.
Excuse me.
And Ann Gaynor says the official color of 2018 was indigo. No surprise there. Nope. I suspect that the writer of the article of the 6 surprising uses may have confused these powders with indigo powder. which is apparently used for tea, which I believe is a new use in this reality. What do you guys think? And then the next images are just pictures using those spirulina powders. Hi, Ramsey.
No.
Welcome.
Oh my God! Look at that pasta. Oh my no.
I know, it just doesn't even look appetizing.
No. It yeah. It's
It's one
just
thing to
not.
dye candy, but not regular food.
It just looks too oddball. Yeah.
So it's blue tea?
Yeah, they're saying they put indigo powder in tea.
Oh, look at that blue pancakes.
And medication.
Ugh.
They use the root as medication, they said.
You see that?
What?
There's like what, blue yogurt or something? Blue pancakes. Oh my
Candy.
God.
Yeah.
Well, see, cakes are okay.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're using indigo there. I think they're using the spirulina powder. So I said I didn't find any evidence of it being in food and candy, only the tea.
Oh,
So I don't know if the article is completely accurate.
yeah.
Oh man, Danimal, they're so good with a little bit of cream, butter, and sugar. I like them sweet, not salty. Yeah, the blue bananas are supposed to taste like vanilla ice cream.
Has anybody actually seen the blue bananas?
No. John Nada had blue spirulina today in a Jamba Juice. Sounds bananas, says Ramsey. Who's next?
All right, I can read. Wisdom teeth are the last adult teeth that grow in, and I believe something has changed with them again. At what age or decade are all adult teeth done growing in? What is the oldest age you remember for adult to have all their adult teeth?
See, I'm not affected by this one because of a personal experience. That's also a Mandela Effect that I've talked about.
Well, maybe when at the end you can share your experience then. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very affected by this one. But any answers in the chat?
Let's see. John Nada said mine came in early 20s. No, not when they were removed preliminal. When did they grow in? Mandanimal says 25. Oh, the cotton candy grapes are really good, Ann Gaynor. There's also one brand, I forget the brand. They have cotton candy grapes and gumdrop grapes. Oh, the gumdrop. They're my favorite.
I
They are
tried the
so
cotton
good.
candy ones before. They're really good.
Yeah, they are. But the gumdrop, I think the gumdrops are even better.
Those
If
I
you see
haven't
them,
seen.
you
No,
see them, try them.
I got to try that.
Ann Gaynor said something like 25. Around 23 for preliminal.
This is a double Mandela effect for me now.
I can't afford cotton candy grapes anymore. They're like $12. It's ridiculous how much grapes are. Because they come in the container. You can't get them in the bag. At least mine don't come in the bag. They come in a container, and it's a pretty big container.
At the supermarket I used to work at, they had them in a bag.
Mm. Preliminal says maybe earlier 20. What about you, Curious, or what do you remember?
Yeah, I would say in the early 20s too. Yeah.
I would I would as well.
All right. We'll continue then.
Oh my gosh. John Nada's Jamba Juice was almost $9 for a drink.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember all wisdom teeth being done growing in by the late teens, in the mid 20s, 30 at the very latest. And while the average is still aged 17 to 25, consider the age of wisdom in this reality. It is not uncommon for people to get some wisdom teeth much later. Wisdom teeth can now erupt into the mouth in the 40s and 50s. A Texas dentist's office states that many of their patients get wisdom teeth in after 40, and another says they can come in even later than the 50s. Uh, is this your reality? No.
Can
It's
you read
mine.
the red? Can you read the red, or you want me to?
I can't. Why is why is my wisdom tooth coming in at the age of 50? Scientists have yet to be able to explain why this happens, but a third molar can arrive years or even decades after the typical time frame. Many dentists and oral surgeons have had patients in their 50s or even older whose third molars are just beginning to erupt. Um, can you get wisdom teeth after 40? Can wisdom teeth really emerge in your 40s? Yes, they can. We have had a number of patients at our Houston dental office have their wisdom teeth erupt even in their late 40s. If this is a concern that is currently happening inside your mouth, then it's a good idea to see a dentist or professional as soon as possible. Oh my God, that's crazy.
I
You
got
see
a
how? Oh, go on.
No.
I got a couple of them in my 30s. One of which disappeared, which I call a Mandela effect. It was there and then it wasn't ever there, which
Oh
is a
my
story I've
God,
told a few times already.
that would be something.
It was on the x-ray. One dentist, never there when I went to the other dentist. And I knew it was my mouth I was looking at. I recognized it. I know that it was legit. That it was definitely the x-ray of my mouth. So I had a wisdom tooth that was actually pushing out a regular tooth. And I needed oral surgery and I was upset. Went to a different dentist because I didn't like what they were going to charge me. This was a few months later. And I'm looking at the x-ray. I'm like, where's the wisdom tooth? They're like, what wisdom tooth? And then I went to feel where it was, and it was gone. And they're like,
Mm,
well, yeah, there's no wisdom tooth. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. No, see that would freak me out.
It
yeah.
freaks me out to this day. But I had another wisdom tooth come in and actually stay there. before that in my 30s. So for me, this isn't really a change. I always thought they just could come in at any time.
Well, 30s is a lot different than 50s. Um, Curiouser, I don't know if you can unplug and replug in your headset, but there's major feedback every time you talk.
Major feedback.
Yeah, like there, it sounds like, for example, John Nana in the chat said, "Is there crosstalk or is it my phone when Curiouser's talking?" And I hear it too.
All
It's like
right.
a. Did you do it?
What do you hear?
Nope, it's better. You fixed it. Whatever you did,
Better?
fixed it. Yes.
Okay, maybe they weren't in all the way. I don't know.
Yep, you fixed
Okay.
it.
Um, go on the next.
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah.
yours grew in your 30s but disappeared, so does it really count?
I don't know. That's a good question. But the other one that I had did stay in.
Oh,
So,
okay. You had another one too. Okay.
but I always just thought they could come in at any time, no matter what age you were.
Oh, no. Not me. I mean, like I said, it says that the average is 17 to 25.
Yeah, I never knew that. So it's weird that I got him in the first place.
I think it's still weirder that you lost one.
Yeah. Still trying to figure out how that could be, other than, it being a Mandela effect, which I think it is.
All right, Jeff, I think you're up.
All right. Sandy found a few changes in Poltergeist to show you, starting with a tagline on the movie poster that was never there. Hate this delay.
And I have no idea what that M is.
I have a couple questions to ask about the clown. He has a white collar. Okay. What happened there? Here we go. He has a white collar with bells on the ends and a blue hat with white stars and moons. What color was his shirt, which was visible through the collar?
So, shirt and puff sleeves. I didn't write puff sleeves, but I am starting to truly believe it was the puff sleeves too. Now, I'm not talking about his red and white arms. I'm talking about the puff sleeves and the shirt itself.
Now, I haven't watched this movie since I was 9 years old, and I think I only watched it once or twice. So I wouldn't know. However, there is something about this that I'm still affected by, regardless of that. Actually, there's a couple things.
I also never realized he had nostrils. Can you go back 1 second, Curiouser? I never realized. I thought it was just a red round nose. I don't
Yeah,
remember a
why?
nose underneath it.
Why would you be able to see the nostrils? That's weird. That's not how clown noses work.
I don't remember that being there
No.
when we presented this. But
All
okay.
right, waiting for it to come up. Here we go. I clearly remember a blue shirt that matched the hat, but now there's a blue band around his waist, but the shirt is white now. It looks way too white. I think it was a blue shirt with a white band around the waist before.
So I think they switched.
So I'm affected by the tagline and I'm affected by the shirt because I think it was a different color than that.
It's too plain. It was blue.
Yep.
100% blue. Matched the
Mm-hmm.
hat.
There's not a whole lot I remember about the movie, but that much I know. I also noticed that the moon on his hat was turning gold. I found residue of both, similar to how I remember it. But before I show the residue, I have one more question to ask.
It's a great movie for Liminal. That looks better. There's no nostrils.
Yep. Do you remember the clown face? A, staying the same. B, looking angry. Or C, looking demonic.
So in the chat, A, B, or C, if you know it, 'cause a lot of you haven't seen it.
Actually, this part of it got me too.
All right, so you're affected by everything then.
I guess so. Pretty good for only seeing the movie a couple times.
Well, this is a very it grabs your attention. The scene.
That's why. See, the thing is, like, there's such big changes that, even though I haven't seen it much, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and we're not getting any answers. I don't think anybody here has seen it
So
or
I guess what
remembers
I
it.
meant to say was I don't want to say 100% this or that because I've only seen it a couple times, but I could probably,
But it doesn't look right to you.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Curious, so yeah, I was gonna say no. No one's answering.
I remember the clown's face looking angry. B, like this drawing above.
Exactly like that drawing.
Yes. That much I remember. And that is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I mean, it was a scary movie, but it wasn't like that.
No, it wasn't. It was a very mild, scary movie.
Yeah. Now it's scarier.
It's scarier now, yes.
Yeah. But his face looks demonic now. It's dark and more contorted than it used to be. This would have terrified me as a kid. I know this has changed. Yes. Would have terrified me too. That's like too much.
It is. It's way too much.
It's like over the top scary.
And his skin is darker too, which is just
Yeah. He didn't
weirder.
look like that.
So here we're seeing the gold moon that I don't remember. And this mirrors the change I saw to the Mickey Sorcerer's hat, which has pale blue stars and moons now. People remember gold, people remember white, but now it's pale blue.
So that's the part that I can't say one way or the other. But I am affected by Mickey's hat.
But that changed right in front of me, the gold moon. I was taking screenshots and they were all silver, well white, the way I remember them. And then all of a sudden, like, why is that moon looking gold? And I thought it was the lighting, but it wasn't. It was actually turning gold.
That's crazy. I hate when that happens. And that's happened to me a few times.
Wait, Curious, I'm sorry. Can you go back one? And can you zoom in on the top left one more time? I want to see the nose. Because that's actually from the movie. Look how white that shirt is. I can't. That's wrong. There might be nostrils there, but it looks alright. I mean, it's hard to see.
Yeah, his shirt wasn't white like that.
He's mostly white now. See how much the blue just looks so much better to me.
Yeah, me too.
And I didn't find a single one exactly how I remember. They also have
Wow.
white puff sleeves. Here's the white hat, the white stars and moons.
I agree with Preliminal and Gainer. Can't stand clowns. Or the circus.
I was just gonna say that it looks like to me anyway. There are nostrils on all of these. Look at that. There, there, and that one you were trying to guess at. I see some nose under
I
there.
do too. I think the nostrils are another
That's
change.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Why?
nostrils at all.
Why couldn't you get a clown nose that fits?
Yeah, that's the normal way, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is I don't know.
So stupid looking.
Preliminal says the face looks different even though I never saw it.
That's the thing. It's so ridiculous that you just know it's a change. You don't even have to know it. It's just so over the top.
All right, Andy, you're up.
I know. Hold on for 1 second.
This one
Having
is
an issue.
just crazy.
Okay. In 1994, there was an Olympic ice skating scandal and crime when Nancy Kerrigan was attacked while being interviewed by a reporter. Before I start with the new changes, we will cover a rewind that Teresa found. Please spell the first name of Nancy Kerrigan's teammate and rival, Tanya Harding. How do you remember Tanya being spelled?
Can I say mine?
Yes.
Tony.
Okay.
Same
Heck,
for
how do you
me.
remember? Same for you.
Yeah.
25 years ago, I must have saw this so many times in the news in Ohio. So old.
Oh, I know.
Mhm.
Can you believe that's 30 years ago next year?
Huh?
30 years ago next year.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Hey, go kart Bob. John Notter remembers an A. Francine remembers an A. Hi, Francine.
Hi, Francine.
A. Preliminal's guessing A. Anna's an O. I'm an O as well. It's always been O for me. All right, we can go on. Go kart Bob is, I guess, guessing an A. So it is an O. Teresa remembers her name being spelled with an A, but it's always been with an O. Do you remember her name spelled like Teresa remembers it?
I
Okay.
don't.
Nope.
I don't either. Now on to the new stuff, but first we're going to see residue of what Teresa remembers.
But yeah, that's her reality. So yeah.
I know you're joking.
Oh, okay.
Ann Gaynor says she's still on World's Dumbest Criminals, so I've seen her name here and there.
You got to be careful with the names, though, because it's easy for people to misprint a name thinking it's spelled one way or another if there's various ways of spelling the name.
Yeah. But when you see it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
Like they,
usually, these professional writing sources would look into the name and get it right. Just,
I mean, there's some that you just know are changes, and then there's some that, I don't know, you could be on the fence about for the reasons I said.
mhm. Okay, here's some residue of Teresa.
But Teresa remembers. And a few people in chat. John Nada remembers an A. And I think Francine remembers an A.
More residue, yeah. A lot of people remember A. All right.
Okay. So we're going to go with A, B, or C in the chat. Who hit Nancy Kerrigan? The X, A, B, the bodyguard, or C, a hitman? In your past, who hit Nancy Kerrigan? A,
Ooh,
B, or C?
that's a tough one. I don't know if I remember this one.
B.
My first thought was Hitman, but it's not real clear on me.
So in the chat, we have Francine with B. Preliminal says, wow, I'd never heard about this. Go Kart Bob is C, the hitman.
Never heard about it. It's all over the news.
30 years ago. Some people might only be 30 years old.
Yeah.
No.
True.
That's the X, Go Kart Bob. The name you're saying is the X. And Gaynor is an A.
I bet this has changed to each one of them.
Uh, I'm not surprised, but we have every answer in the chat, so we can go on.
Alrighty.
Because there's more questions. There's a lot of questions here. Question 2. How many times was she hit? How many times do you remember Nancy being hit?
Once.
Yeah, one.
It was awful for Liminal. It was. Francine says once. Go Kart Bob, are you joking again? Go Kart Bob says 3 times. Bless you.
Bless you.
And Gainer remembers once. Go-Kart Bob is indeed joking. You're going to see why I'm asking in a minute, Go-Kart Bob. I had to ask. Next question, please. Okay. Question number 3. Which weapon do you remember? We're going to go with 1, 2, 3, or 4 here. Number 1, a wooden bat. Number 2, a telescopic baton. Number 3, a metal pipe. Or number 4, a crowbar. No, she tried to have Kerrigan's career ruined. It's extremely sick. And then she made a movie called I, Tanya, telling, quote unquote, her side of the story, trying to make her out to be the victim. So, Ann Gaynor is a 4. Go-Kart Bob is a 1. Francine is a 4. People do disgusting things when greed is involved and jealousy. Curiouser, Jeff, what do you guys remember?
4.
Jeff, did you switch on me? Didn't you say 3 before?
I don't know.
On Hero Chef.
I just remember a club like that fight.
You know, now that you mention it, I could go with 3 or
Yeah.
4, but definitely not the first 2.
Mhm.
Okay, we can go on. I think it's the last question, guys. Hang in there. Question 4. Nancy Kerrigan, crying out in pain, was quoted repeatedly. What do you remember her saying when she was hit? Why, or why? Why me? 1 or 2. Or you can just write why or why me, whichever one
2.
you want to do. There should be another question, but I forgot to add it in. Go-Kart Bob is a 1, and Gaynor is a 2. And before we switch off of this, I'm going to ask them a question because I didn't include it, and it's an important question. So I'm going to give them a minute. Francine is a 2.
Now, I recently had a clear memory about this, Sandy. I have to tell you. You had asked me something, and I'll tell you. All right, I'll tell you.
Is that the question I'm about to ask?
Yeah, I think so.
Stay here a second because I don't want to get to the answers yet. All right, guys. The final question. Where was she hit? Was she hit?
Yeah, I remember where I remember. Go ahead.
Okay, in the front of the knee, so you can write front. Back of the knee or back, or was she hit in the thigh? and right thigh. Where do you remember her being hit?
Front.
Okay, I remember now more clearly after thinking about this. That she was hitting the back of the knee.
Okay, so Jeff is front, Curiouser is back. Front for Go-Kart Bob, front for Francine. Anne is front. And they're pretty much the only ones answering, so we can move on now. Okay. So question 1, the perp. The bodyguard hit her in my past, but now a hitman did the deed. A guy by the name of Shane Stant, who I've literally never heard of. The bodyguard at the time was Tanya Harding's boyfriend in my past, and he hit her.
Yep, that's what I remember.
There was no hitman in my past.
Nope.
Ann Gaynor says, I thought it was her boyfriend. Yes, me too. Except her boyfriend was the bodyguard, not her ex-husband. Okay, so I just want to note that some people remember Tanya hitting her. If so, that's some crazy reality because all motive goes out the window. Tanya would have been instantly disqualified. And the motive was to take Nancy out so Tanya would win. But there are a ton of Halloween costumes showing exactly this memory. So even though I do not remember it this way, I do believe others who remember Tanya doing the deed. Question 2, times hit, Go-Kart Bob. This is why I had to ask. The box in the middle says, the assailant came up behind her and whacked her multiple times around her right knee. In my past, she was only hit once, but now some sources say she was hit twice or multiple times. Do you remember that? I don't. It was only once. He didn't have time to hit her more than once.
Yeah, it was only once.
Yeah, once. Yeah.
Yet multiple newspapers, clippings, they all say multiple or twice. And I never. It was always once. For me, at least. Not that once isn't the case. It's just that every reality is being found. Question 3, the weapon. It's a telescopic baton, which was number 2.
What?
Yeah. I'm having a dual memory of a pipe, which was number 3, and a crowbar, which was number 4. Hebrew remembers a bat or a club like Curiouser, but it was a telescopic baton, and it does not match my memory at all.
It was not a baton. No way.
No. Question 4, the quote. I remember Nancy crying, why? Oh no. I got a problem. I need someone to start reading.
I'll read it.
All right.
I remember Nancy crying, why me? But now she says, why? Does this match your memory?
I don't know why sound doesn't play.
It was why me.
We can't hear anything. Guys, you're just gonna have to take my word for it that she says why, why, why.
After finding these changes live on Hebrew Shifty Sunday and completing this presentation, Teresa shared with me a post in Reddit from 2018. It says, "So am I going completely crazy, or LOL, does anybody remember the Nancy Kerrigan incident being different?" They also say they never heard of Shane Stant until the movie. I saw the movie and still have never heard his name until now. Same. And then she showed me a 4-year-old video from YouTube channel that did not come up in my search results, probably due to me not being subscribed and it being a smaller channel. Teresa is subscribed, which is probably why it came up in the search results for her. The channel Mandela Quantum Effects remembers some of the details like I do.
Jeff, are you able to read the green boxes?
Yeah. All realities can be found, so I believe this is Mandela that has changed multiple times. At that moment, a man wearing a black leather jacket, black hat, and khaki pants ran. What is that?
Wordlessly.
Never saw that word in my life. Wordlessly toward the two women from behind. He raced between
Scarton.
Garton and Kerrigan without stopping, swung the weapon that hit Kerrigan on the right knee. It was a purposeful blow. Hit Kerrigan on the knee with a lead pipe. Then it says, "Why me? Maniac attacks Olympic skater."
Acting.
So you're seeing residue of all different things. The front of the knee.
Yeah, and I remember the back of the knee now.
That is where she was hit now, is the back of the knee. But then
Oh,
some
it's where she's
reports
hit
say
now.
the thigh.
And some
All
say the thigh now. Okay, I got you.
all options are. If you search online for what you remember,
Colin,
you will find it.
uh,
Every single
Spike or
option is available
Crowbar.
online.
Club. A club-like instrument resembling a tire, iron, a crowbar, or a nightstick. Okay. Clubbed her on the right knee. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm fully back now. Lead pipe. See what I'm saying? Like everyone's memories are completely mixed up with that.
Yeah, and this one is Somebody wrote, Tanya is innocent. She didn't do that. That's the answer was they
yeah,
got her on the camera with a lead pipe.
Yeah, they remember Tanya hitting her.
Yeah.
Front of the knee. There's the bodyguard with the bat. Crowbar, bodyguard with the bat. And that's the lead pipe. A lot of lead pipes. Now here's Why Me on the cover of Newsweek and Sports Illustrated. But she just says why now.
Reminds me of the fly, fly, fly.
Yeah.
Similar change.
Mm-hmm. There's multiple times with a crowbar or tire iron.
Seems like nobody can get the story straight.
Right.
Something
And
that
they
was so
investigate.
obvious and well known.
They would have known that, through an investigation exactly what it was.
Yep. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No. Excuse me. Okay. Moving on. That was a long one. Mr. T. Okay, after my last show with Jeff and Hebrew, I was looking at one of Hebrew's old videos and noticed something strange about Mr. T.
It's a 15-year-old video, too.
Which mohawk is most like what you remember on Mr. T during the 1980s? Short, long, or messy?
So, guys, 1, 2, or 3, what do you remember?
Definitely not 1 or 2. Or 3. Definitely, I'll go with 2.
2. Yep.
1 was just funny. Almost bald. Oh.
I know, it is crazy. So many conflicting reports. It's ridiculous. Like I said, if you look for what you remember exactly, you will find it eventually. And I don't know which one of those boxes had it, but they have that she was hitting the thigh a couple times. So Anne is a 2, Francine is a 2. Oh, I'm sure it does, but I didn't look because I wasn't looking for those answers.
Alright, tell me when.
I only have 2 answers so far, but it's 2 for me as well. All right, we can go on. Oh, preliminals a 2 as well. Good. You okay?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm okay. Pity the April Fool. I can agree to the messy look, but to be honest, in my past, his mohawk always had a clean-shaven lines and was at least a couple inches high. Yes.
So number 2 for me as well.
And while people can change their hair, this isn't the case. I have never ever seen the mohawk this short, and it's this short nearly everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, that's
So it
just
is
short.
number 1. I have like 2 pictures of number 3. I have a little bit, like, he wore number 2 a couple of times, so that's the residue. But for the majority of everything, it's number 1.
And while I can find some pictures how I remember it, in most images from the 18 promo shots, his action figure, the cartoon, nearly everything has a buzz cut mohawk. Does this match your memory? Not at all. No.
Nope.
Oh my god, yeah.
Absolutely not.
It almost looks like somebody's dressed up as him, but it's not him
Yeah,
in some of them.
right.
So the bottom middle is from Different Strokes. I've seen that episode. Arnold's dressed up like him. They both have the messy mohawk. I don't remember that.
That was longer. Look at this one. It's almost bald.
Yeah, the one on the bottom right looks like it's slicked back. I have never seen it this short. Ever.
No,
This is short in the cartoon, too.
never. Okay. Yeah, like this. This is right. Maybe not this long, but this one right here on the far left.
Yeah, but it's I'll take taller over shorter any day.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, crazy.
Hey, Jency.
Hey, Jancy.
Welcome. Sandy,
Yeah.
having a little trouble with the Easter. There's no photos in it album. Easter 23 CC Spies, no photos.
Did you refresh it?
Yes. Oh, the other one is have the
Give me 1
photos.
second. Give me 1 second. You should be able to see it, but I'm going to double check something. Give me 1 second. Oh, it doesn't help that I have the window in the way. That would help. Flickr is just not moving. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. Flickr is the bane of my existence. It's so touchy and picky. Okay, do me a favor and refresh and see if you can see anything now.
I just did.
No. I just did something on my end. I need you to do it again.
No.
The only thing I can do is send you the links then. There's no reason why it shouldn't be showing up. I just made all the pictures public. I'm going to have to send you the links. I get one
All right,
picture.
you do that, and no, it's not showing up. I just.
This is crazy. They're all public. Everyone can see them. Weird.
We'll go on the next one in the meantime.
Oh, you skipped some?
No, there is. What do you mean?
Oh, here's a
The
link.
next album.
There you go. There's one. I'm going to get the other two.
All right, I'm gonna have to go for a second. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
Sorry, guys. Jeff, can you see the chat while I'm doing this? Maybe do a shout out?
Yeah. We got John Nada, Ann Gaynor, Mand Animal, Lord Frybread, Preliminal, me, Sandy, Ramsey Haver, and let's see,
Oh, thank you, Preliminal.
Go Kart Bob, and Francine, of course. And I think that's it. Probably a bunch of lurkers too. Oh, and Gen C, of course. Yeah.
I'm going to check it out right now. Janet Interplanet. Have you ever heard of that, Jeff?
What is it?
Janet Interplanet?
What's
saying
that?
Janet, like Interplanet. I
What's
don't
that?
know. It's on Schoolhouse Rock.
What?
Yeah. Teaching about the solar system.
Yeah, they had all kinds of different songs on there.
I've never seen this one either.
Okay, sorry about that. An important call. Okay, so what do you want me to do with that? Can
I
we
sent
just?
you the links in Messenger and start from the top one and work your way down.
No, let me see if it's gonna work. I don't know.
I will look into it for next week, Preliminal, after Easter.
Where where did you send
I sent the links to you and Jeff in Messenger.
to me and Jeff? You sent links. What links?
The ones that are above the message that I sent to you.
Oh.
And I start at the top, start at the spy, and then work your way down.
Okay.
I don't know why you're not seeing it.
Hold
So
on.
weird.
Okay, Is this it?
Nope. Nope.
What do you mean,
Save that
no?
one for last. I want to save that for last. That's why I said start at
Well,
the top.
that's the one you just sent.
No, there's 3 of them. There's 2 above it. Start at the top. I'll bump them down.
This is what I see, okay? Right, this is
Oh,
what I
you're in the
see.
albums now. Oh, go back out. You're in the wrong album. Go back.
What do you mean in the wrong app? This is what you sent on Facebook.
Right, I understand. Curious, or go look at Messenger again.
No, I already have that.
There's 3 folders. The last one is what you just opened. The first
Oh, that
2.
was the first one. No, this is the one. Hold on.
When I say first, I mean the first one I
Yeah,
sent,
I
the one
already
on the
have
top.
those. Those are already in Flickr. This is the one. I'll show you. This is the one that's not showing the pictures. I
Oh,
pushed
I know.
this
That was
one.
my that's my dump folder. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, then don't. The rest are there. The rest are
Oh,
there.
okay. Then that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
just do the one after that
Yeah, because
and
that's
work your
how
way
I
up.
see it.
Yeah,
It's
it won't
showing
delete.
up
I've
as
been
the.
trying.
Okay,
I've been trying to
I
delete it for
got you.
10 minutes.
All right, we'll go to the next one here,
Yeah.
and we'll everybody gotta see what they're gonna see.
This is it's Flickr. I've been trying to delete the folder for 10 minutes. It won't delete.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yep.
All right, Jeff.
I think I finally got it to go away. I did. I finally got the folder to go away. I had to put another picture in it and delete it. I hate Flickr. I hate it so much.
So I'm not going to be able to read this one
Okay.
because my iPad is doing
No
this weird
problem.
thing.
I got it. I can't say that this is a Mandela effect, but I was raised Catholic and attended Catholic school from preschool through high school, and I have never heard of this. Thanks for waiting, everyone. How you going, Curious? Curious, are you there? Jeff, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I wasn't kicked out. Curious, are you there? I don't think she's there. I think she's getting booted.
Right here, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what is it? Did he read?
I already read, yeah.
You read? Okay, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I had an important call. Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm done.
Have you ever heard of Spy Wednesday?
No.
Any in the chat? Have you guys ever heard of Spy Wednesday? Welcome, Diamond Sauce. Jency says no.
That like a holiday for peeping toms?
No. Preliminal says no. Diamond Sauce says no. Never. Exactly. That's what I said. Francine says no. Go Kart Bob is a no. Ann Gaynor is a no. I think we can go on. It's 100%
Yes.
no right now. I've heard of Ash Wednesday too, Preliminal. I have only ever known it as Good Wednesday or Holy Wednesday, the day Judas betrayed Jesus Christ for 30 pieces of silver. But I've never heard it referred to as Spy Wednesday. The names are now used interchangeably. Is Spy Wednesday a term used in your past? And, I was thinking, well, maybe it's other Christian religions that say Spy Wednesday. No, not the case. I believe this is a Mandela change because Spy Wednesday is a term used in Catholicism. What do you think? Is this a change for you as well? So here is Catholic living, Lent liturgical year, things I think, 8 comments, a Spy Wednesday activity we love, and Good Friday activities we avoid. Never, never heard of Spy Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, we're done.
That's done. Next. What happened to Jeff?
Jeff's here. His iPad's acting up. He can't see the show to read.
Oh, I see. Well, I can read the next one.
Yeah, you read the next one, then I'll read the last one.
Oh.
You read the eggs.
I don't know how anyone can afford eggs this year. But well, definitely eat them though. Okay, I have a possible Mandela as well as something interesting, terrifying to share related to the tradition of dyeing Easter eggs. The possible Emmy question is, in which century did the tradition of dyeing eggs for Easter begin? Oh, you got me. I have no idea.
Your best guess is fine. When do you think they started dyeing
I
Easter
wouldn't
eggs?
think it. I wouldn't think it's a very ancient practice. More recent, but I don't know. Okay.
You guys are allowed to guess. Just guess. What do you think? And they're all like, I don't know, no idea.
20th?
There you go. Jeff guessed. 20th. Guessing 1900 says preliminal.
All right.
Diamond sauce is guessing the 5th century. Trying to figure out which one's closer. I think diamond sauce is. All right, we can go on. Yeah, Curiouser.
Okay. I would have said that the 16th century or later, but the first reports of dyed Easter eggs come from Britain in the 13th century, 1290 to be exact. Do you recall the tradition being this old? No way. Really? Wow.
I don't recall seeing any photos or anything.
No,
Not that,
nothing.
like I said, possible
Oh
Mandela. I can't say for sure. I just find it strange.
yeah.
That's really old.
The other thing I wanted to bring up is the state of our economy. It has never been this bad in my lifetime, and the proof that today is worse than any year since the Great Depression are Easter eggs. You don't actually have to hard boil your Easter eggs. We
I call
okay,
BS on this. And it
yeah.
says we reviewed this article and we stand behind.
There are many articles informing people that they need not waste eggs by boiling them to dye them uncooked, which overall sounds like a horrible idea. Yeah, it does, especially if you're around kids and they can make a mess. I mean,
And not only
come
that,
on.
you have the eggs out and they're going to spoil. It just doesn't make.
No.
So they doubled down on their stupidity.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was cracking me up that they doubled down. They're like, we stand behind this.
10 Easter egg alternatives. Dyeable plastic egg kits from $2 now at Walmart and Target. But the timing I am seeing most for the first time in my life are articles encouraging people to not dye Easter eggs at all this year. Instead, they suggest, drum roll,
Stupid.
painting or dyeing raw or boiled potatoes. The reasoning is potatoes are cheap, a pantry staple, and if you only use food coloring, you can still eat them.
I can't believe this.
There you go. Oh my God.
Easter
That to
potatoes.
me, it just looks like a whole tradition gone. You know, I can't see it. I can't see it. You know, I mean, maybe for little kids, I guess they wouldn't mind because they're young and it's just colors.
Yeah,
But
except
when you're older, huh?
what I don't tell you in this presentation is the food dye doesn't stick like it does to an eggshell. So when you handle them, you get dye on your hands. So it's going to make a mess with kids. And they said, well, if you want to stop it from getting all over your hands, spray it with hairspray. Oh, great. So we're just wasting potatoes now.
Oh no, no, this
Don't
is
eat it
just.
if you put hairspray on it. I'm like, oh my God.
I would go for the $2 plastic ones at Walmart any day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got potatoes, food coloring that's gonna get everywhere. Okay, and then
Wow, that's dumb.
doesn't it look?
So
It
dumb.
looks bad. It just. I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well just make them. Do some else. You know, make some out of paper. This is a new trend because of inflation, but I still felt like it was interesting to share.
Dumb.
The whole appeal about eggs is they're very smooth and rounded. I'm sorry. I mean,
No.
potatoes are good to eat, but I, I was,
Easter
you know,
potatoes.
All right,
all
guys.
right.
The last presentation
Yeah.
I have, this is like one of those 1,000,000%. It's a Mandela. You can't convince me otherwise. That's why we're doing it last. Because if you're not all affected by this, it's going to shock me to my core. Ah,
Oh.
all right, guys. Some versions of the Last Supper have changed, in my opinion, drastically. I believe a reality has merged with ours, where John is seated differently. However, Da Vinci's version does not reflect this change. So Da Vinci's The Last Supper is not changed in this way. Yes or no? Have you ever seen a version of the Last Supper with John on Jesus' lap, leaning on him, or sleeping on the table? Yes or no in the chat. And feel free to chime in, Jeff and Curiouser.
Absolutely not.
No. No. Sorry.
Fluminal says, I don't remember that woman on the left of Jesus. Diamond Sauce says, no, I don't think so. Francine says, no. Jency says, me neither. No woman. Oh boy, wait till you guys see. Jency's screaming no. Yeah, they are all grouped up, aren't they? These are the 12 apostles. The picture's just cut off.
Tell me when.
Well, what you're about to see, Jency, is not what you learned in school. Trust me. All right, next picture. I have found several changes to Da Vinci's Last Supper painting over the years, which required I find residue. I've searched and seen hundreds of Last Supper paintings over the last 7 years. I found everything from the knots on the tablecloth, the folds in the tablecloth, the patterns in the tablecloth. You can see their feet now. There's patterns in the floor. So many changes I've covered and found over the years. It's not like I haven't researched this painting. I haven't, found like reproductions and parodies of the painting. I've seen so many pictures of this painting. So explain to me how I've never seen this before. So again, this is not Da Vinci's version. This is other people doing their own version of the Last Supper, going back to the 7th century. Go ahead, Curiouser. But I have never, not once, seen versions like these. Yet there are so many out there, and just like them, have you ever seen anything like this before? John leaning on his shoulder, leaning in his lap, falling asleep on the table. Has anyone ever seen this before? I think it's reflecting our day and age. I don't like it either, Francine. Curious to go to the next slides. There's lots of pictures. They need to see this stuff. Like just flat out sleeping on the table. Sitting on his lap in the bottom left. Actually, the bottom row. Sitting on his lap. Can you zoom in so they can see?
Yeah.
I've never seen versions of the Last Supper like this.
Yeah.
I think so, Diamond Sauce. I think so. There's some stained glass windows. You're going to tell me 7 years of researching the Last Supper. I've never seen these photos and images before. Absolutely not. These just popped into my reality.
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute.
And a lot of them make John look like a woman.
Different.
So I don't even know what to make of this. A lot of these are in churches, convents, rectories. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, that's how I felt, Diamond Sauce, getting those images. Yes. Ooh, WTF. Exactly. And on that note,
Now, is it okay if I show these from credit somebody?
oh yeah, Fire.
Okay, Fire honey-based cough syrups. Okay, so during the show last week, Philo mentioned that a pharmaceutical company name has changed for her. Okay, and if you are families with their products, please fill in the blank. Z blank B's.
I'm going to say when we presented this on Brian's show, most people did not know the company name.
Alright, well, let me know if there's any answers. Otherwise, tell me when to go.
I'll look it up, Go Kart Bob. Taking a screenshot. Diamond Sauce says Burt's Bees. Just kidding.
Alright, should I go?
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows it.
Alright, Zarbee's natural. I don't remember Zarabee's, but the company has always been Zarbee's. Which do you remember? I don't know this one. Okay, so
Current memory for me on this one.
Zarbee's. Okay, here it says Zarabee's. Natural kit chilies. Zarabee's residue or residue. or Zarabes. I'm probably saying it wrong. And then
Do you remember
it's boy
Zarabes?
Zarabes or something.
Did you skip any others?
Let me see. I think the royal is actually. Yeah, there is actually one more, but it's a long one. I think we should save it. It's the vintage. What is that?
Okay.
Vintage. Oh, vintage compilation. Let me see. Oh, here's one. Teresa has one for that. It's a movie. Okay, do this one. That's it. All right. Somebody read.
Oh, Jeff can't read. That's right. All right. Credit Teresa Lynch. The title of this 1990 movie starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan has changed for Teresa. What is the title that you remember? I need you to write the blank. Like, write it how you remember. Joe versus the volcano. How do you write verses? How do you remember the title? So, Diamond Sauce is VS. I thought that was Sally Fields who turned on turn. Oh, Tom Hanks. Thanks a lot. That's good, Dan. Jeff, Curiouser, how do you guys remember it?
I remember it VERSUS.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me.
And I'm with Teresa. I remember VS.
All right. Joe versus the volcano. Oh, go ahead, please.
It's okay. We remember Joe VS the volcano, but it's always been versus. Do you remember it this way? So, and we have that weird J with the dot off to the side now.
That wasn't like that, but I do remember versus spelled out.
And versus spelled out looks so weird to me. Yeah, they do mean the same thing, but the title was written the other way for us.
Why have I not heard of this movie? Or I don't remember it.
Really?
No.
I gotta say, I've only seen it once or twice.
I
And back
mean,
then.
Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks are really big. I would have remembered this movie.
This movie flopped
Oh, okay,
at the
maybe that's
time.
why.
It flopped. I believe you, Anne. That makes sense. Jency says yes.
Alright. Okay, well, I guess that's it for tonight. We had a great show, and thank you all for being here.
Thank,
And
thank.
have a happy Easter, too.
Oh yeah, happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter, everyone.
And good
And
night.
thank you for hanging in with all the tech issues, Flickr especially.
Yeah,
We hate Flickr.
and me leaving for the phone call. Thank you. Yeah, I apologize. I hope everyone enjoyed the
Good night.
show, though. Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.